Okay, so it's 5:45 on the 18th, Tuesday. Tomorrow's payday. Sometimes when it gets so close, it's like I can't get here fast enough. Come on, move it. It's like God. It just feels like I'm moving slow, like I'm in quicksand or something, moving through. And another thing too, right now, besides this energy that feels so fucking intense, is this feeling of like just putting out energy, putting out energy, putting out energy, and nothing coming back, nothing coming back. And it is like draining, even on this whole thing. Like I like talking to people and stuff in comments or whatever, but the way that they block me and stuff, like I put the energy in, because this morning I was thinking, man, this is about to be my 5th-year anniversary, and then it's going to be starting the 6th year of doing this. And the way that they've blocked my account and stuff, and flip numbers and everything that they do in order to not monetize me and let my account go, that is like the stagnation. So I'm putting this energy out, but nothing comes back. And then it's like the same thing with the dogs. Seriously. It's like I'm putting this energy out, And then what comes back is that they want to be on top of me. They want to, like, look at this right here. Okay, we'll see if I can show you. Okay, we got this situation. So, of course, Ruthie, she can't handle this. She doesn't. She had already kicked, you can't even see. That's Archie by her. Stella is right below my feet, right here. I mean, I'm surrounded. And where's Max? In my spot where I sleep. So he's got as good as close as he can to my pillow and in my spot. It's just like, oh my God. I so many times throughout the day, I'm like, why does everybody have to be on top of me? Like, why? Why do we have to be on top of me all the time? Why do I have to be surrounded all the time? Even if I want to go lay down. Yesterday I saw this bed that was a loft bed or something. So I was like, oh my God, that's what I need. I need a fucking bunk bed. I need a bed that they can all sleep below me, in which they would all sit there and cry if they couldn't get up to me. It's like, it's so crazy. God. And I don't know if it is just the energy on the planet. I was even thinking this morning, like if I looked at it through another perspective, that I took another lens and looked at it, then it is like they feel the intensity of everything going on and they're trying to protect me. So they're trying to surround me and keep me safe. I don't know. I just know that it is, it feels like I'm being consumed at sometimes. And it is like, it isn't like something giving back. It's like more taking kind of. And so it just feels like I just feel drained. Everything just feels draining. And I don't feel like don't get enough sleep, even though it seems like it was less times last night when I was getting woke up. And, but the dreams were so fucking weird. It is so weird. And it is like, there's like an awareness. So there's like a lot of talking and there's things being shown to you, but it's like you got to figure out I don't know. It's intense, man. So many, and they're so long and they're so vivid and so like, man, I don't know. Everything is just right now just super intense. And then these fucking bugs, man, which I feel like it is this energy of this like the dark energy trying to, I don't know, there's a part that feels like that it's like the last hurrah or something, like they're doing everything they can to bring us down and make us stuck and stagnant and to keep us frustrated and upset, but it is also like you got to process through it. You can't pretend, or I don't know, I'm not somebody who can pretend. And so I got to feel it. And feeling it, I got to feel the frustration that it brings and stuff. So then I got to process through the frustration. But anyways, right now is super intense. And it's just weird shit. Like I'll say this thing with Megan. with the same last name as my first name. She is, created this big outrage that people are freaking out over something she said and her parameters that she's bringing to the focus over, what's a pedo and what's not. And, which, that's your personal opinion, whatever. Which, we should all, be like, well, that's your opinion. It's not my opinion. And everybody gets their own opinion. And your opinions are a lot of times based on your experience. But so because I guess there was a big outrage on Twitter too, or X, whatever. And kind of like reminds me like of the Me Too or something. And so people saying, what happened to them and they were 15 and all this stuff. So anyways, watching that, seeing all of that, like boom, 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 I was like, oh, so she is a catalyst. She's a catalyst to create a conversation. She's a catalyst to bring something up that is like stagnant. It's like flipping the pancake and it's been sitting there too long. And so, and that's a big problem that we've had with these people so focused on Jeffrey's list and stuff. So the pancake's been burning, and so she just flipped it. And so it starts this whole new wave of conversation, this whole new wave of bringing this energy back in and getting people to talk about it and talk about it in a different way. And so anyways, that's how I see it. There's lots of catalysts. I think for sure Candace is, Donald is, there's a lot of people, Charlie is, like there's more shit coming out on that. Jeez, man. There's something like, there's weird stuff. Like I didn't even know he had a church. And there's something else, like some other, like, it sounds like that there's, sounds like fucking, stops across the laundry system. And somehow there's 8 mil missing. And so I don't know if they're going to link it, how they're going to bring it. If it really is like, I guess I don't know. I would think Charlie was like a good guy, opinionated, and made people think about things. So he created an environment of opening your mind, and they don't like that. So they stuck a handler on him, stick a pretty girl, have her come in for a job interview, have her be flirtatious. And so then she comes in and it all works the way it's supposed to. And so she gets into the infiltration of his life. And so he may probably didn't even know that he was being handled. He probably thought he had a real wife. And then but then things got more dramatic because there's some stuff where he didn't fall in line. So, and you have to fall in line like for the real. The real is like, it's like the rule makers. It's like, and and there's a whole part of their existence that is the shadow. Fuck, man. As soon as you start trying to talk about it, like, you're choked up. So there's shadow, they're the shadow. And so, but they bring what they want up to the surface or the light, but it is misinformation. Like, it's not exposing them. I mean, they've even got the biggest story known to mankind, man, of, I mean, it's crazy. Their story, and you're not allowed to be anti and all this stuff. So whatever he did, he didn't fall in line. And so that they were going to take him out, which I would, because that is something like that Courtney has come out and talked about too, is that they take you out if you don't fall in line. And which, you know, I mean, a lot of us conspiracy theorists already knew that. That, I mean, fuck. They did that to Dave Chappelle. Like, they've done it to a lot of people. And there's other people who have been out there saying it for a long time. But then they get considered to be crazy and people don't listen. So, but that's because the media, which is paid for by the group, the shadow people, that they go out and create create a narrative that makes you appear to be, you know, crazy or on drugs or something, which then would drive you fucking crazy because you're trying to say stuff and everybody's acting like you're crazy, which I think has happened to a lot of people. So I would venture to say that Charlie was it was like they were going to really take him, but there was a group that knew what was going to go down, so they made it seem like that it was, which when you take a certain group and they've got a plan that's going to occur, then something does it, like, and it could be like prematurely or whatever, so that would have them all like, you know, well, who did it, what's going on, and like if this is out of the plan, but that could like throw all of them for a loop if somebody was gone and they were but it was a set thing, like it was supposed to happen because they weren't doing what they were told, and then but they were taken and moved into a space, because I think that's also what happened with what is her name? Hesh, Anne Hesh, is that her name? Anne Hesh. I think that's her name. But so I think that's also because they were making like that she was gone, and then, you know, they're bringing her out in a body bag, and as they're bringing her out, she unzips the bag and sits up. Like, she may not have even known that she was being taken, but I would say that they take them, which I'm hoping that Cappy's there too. I'm hoping that there's a bunch. And but then they take them to like well, what's his name? Cash said Valhalla, but I would think it is like a place where like witness protection. So they're taken to a place to be protected, because and to us, we may not be seeing anything on media, but that doesn't mean that that's not going at the get, and they're not bringing these people in to testify and give, you know, testimony on certain situations and what they've seen. So that could all be going on, even though we're not seeing anything about it. So it may not be like, oh, well, they're just hidden off somewhere for years or something. No, they may be in court. Like, we don't know. And and then the reintroduction, they probably are kept more under wraps anyways, even after they complete whatever it is that they need to testify about. Then they're probably kept in like a witness protection thing so that they are kept safe. So I would think that that's kind of what happened with him. And so they grabbed him up, and he was supposed to be taken out, and but he really isn't. And that, or it could be that they are just, this is a whole big show to show what does happen. But the more that keeps coming out, you know, about stuff with him and about her and stuff, it makes you think like, no, this was really going down. And this is the part to bring it to the surface or something. And there's another, this is the thing too, is like, gosh dang it, hold on. Another thing too is that Donald, another one of his administration or somebody, he was gonna, somebody who was his, what are they called? Not a guide, but somebody who, what is that? Counsels them kind of. that's not the word I was looking for, but on certain things. And so then people think like, well, he brought these people in because they're, his people. And I think he brings these people in to bring them to the stage, to bring them to our vision so we can see as these people drop. And so another one who was like, counseled him on something, I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was education. It was some medical, something. Anyways, he just got busted for having issues with, little kids. So, and a whole bunch of stuff on his computer or whatever. So, and so then, of course, one group is like, oh, see, Donald's got all his friends are all the same. They're all, it's like, well, I don't see it that way. I see him is coming through like a fucking, uh, it's like a bull in a china shop. I was seeing it like something big thing going through the fields and the freaking stuff being cut, flying everywhere. And then he's the one going through, cutting it, just blowing it everywhere. So I don't see it as like he's bringing in his friends. He's bringing in certain people. And in this fake, phony world where people think like, oh, look, Dawn's my friend. Dawn wants to, bring me in as one of the consultants or whatever. And then, but really, he's bringing in, what are you doing, Archie? Jump down or something, but go do what you're going to do. So, go get a drink. So now we'll hear that. So then, they all have their own drinking tone too. They all have their own little style of drinking. It's so funny. But so anyways, that's the way I see it. He's not just bringing in his friends that he pedos with. He's bringing in those people so that we can see who these people are, because how else can you bring it all down without exposing it? And so that's what I think is, it's all about this exposing. And that's kind of even what Megan is like. I mean, because it would be really uncomfortable to go in and be a catalyst like that, to come in and say something, because who knows if she believes that or thinks that or whatever, but to expose whatever it is, to put it out there and then be totally attacked about it. But you can see the benefit of it because it gets everybody talking about stuff. And that's what the whole thing is with the awakening, and creating this awareness in these things and getting us to think about certain things that like set our moral compass, of like, this isn't right, this isn't right. But then you don't want to go to that other level, like where you're going to take matters into your own hands because you're the judge and the jury. That's not something that you want to do. It's like the people who are doing those things, it's like you really do have to learn how to trust that the universe or God, or however you want to look at it, it manages it. It's not like something that we need to go and do. When you think that you need to go and be the judge and the jury and all that stuff on somebody, then you are creating a scenario of an entanglement where you are becoming entangled with that soul. And so, and do you want to be entangled with these friggin' certain kind of people? So you want to just let it go and let their lessons come to them naturally. And everybody's lessons will come to them naturally, whether they're able to absorb in what it is that they're there to learn, or they bypass it and have to go in and learn it from another perspective. Is, that's their world. That's their reality. But you can't get past this stuff. It doesn't go away. You don't like, oh, well, if you're not punished in your life, then you get away with it. Bullshit. Yeah, don't be thinking that. It's like, no, what you put out comes back to you. It doesn't fucking matter. So if you're going out and you are using people and using kids and doing what you want, oh, it's coming back to you. Like, believe you me. And you don't want to be, I mean, I would think a lot of people would not want that to go in and have to learn that from the other perspective, because they're not going to be fun. They're going to be really hard learning lives. And you go in and you have an experience of just the flip side, you know? Like, fuck, man. I don't know. There's so many different things that can play out. I mean, you could be imprisoned and held captive and used by a lot of different people in order for you to see, like, is it really good to use people? So anyways, it plays out in all different ways, but yeah, whatever you put out comes back to you. So don't fucking think like you need to go around and be the judge and jury, and you need to run around and um, do things, because like you gotta learn how to trust the universe. The universe knows what it's doing, and the universe is like, isn't even like it has, like you could bypass it or something. No, it's the natural way it works. It's the way energy works. It's just the way it works. You can't, it isn't like, because I think so many people, it's weird too, all these people like, oh, well, I believe in God. God. Yeah, all this weird shit. The merciless, the holy man that they believe in, but then they don't trust him. They don't trust that he knows what he's doing. But really the universe does know what it's doing. And it also, though, it doesn't have judgment like what we have got, what's been created for us. The judgment is being created to keep us in that, like, a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. And so that's, another thing, what you got to learn how to let go of it, because it holds you. It's a trap, and they want to create it to trap us, because the world will be very different. It's going to be very different once people start really realizing more things and how to connect to themselves, and we change our lifestyles and stuff. It's going to be a very different world. And I started kind of late today, because so 5:45, because I was FaceTiming my daughter, and she was telling me stuff about her trip and where they were and stuff. But the biggest thing, and this is so crazy too, because I even told her, because this is what I had said, whatever, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, because I was so stressed. I was so stressed about her going, all this stuff going at the airport, all this stuff going with, like, there's so many things to me. Because not just the FAA, which that could be trying to keep us more out of the skies, because the skies are changing. The world is changing right before our eyes. And so that could be part of, like, well, we're going to have this stuff go down. And it could be like, as this thing is passing, we're going to have this stuff go down, because we can't have all these people up in the air in certain areas. And so, because there is some people out there that are on our side, not all the energy is dark. There's a light battling the dark. And so, but there was a lot of different things. It was like, oh my God, and the storms, all the different things, or you get trapped over there. Like, it was really making me anxious. And then it's just but that's something where it's like, you gotta let go. You gotta let go. And you can't stop somebody from going and experiencing their lessons. You got to let them go and experience their life and their lessons. Otherwise, you're interfering, and that is an entanglement. And that's your lessons of entanglement, of control, and not trusting and stuff. So I had to, let go of all that. And it was like working on it. It wasn't just like, oh, I'll just let go of it. No, it was like, something would start creeping in and be like, okay, you gotta let go. You gotta let go. There's nothing, and talking myself, kind of like talking yourself off the cliff over and over throughout the day. It's like, because you got to do a lot of self-talk in order to bring yourself into a space of calm in a lot of cases. So, and the different things that can disrupt that and make you feel nervous. Like, I just saw one of my other daughters FaceTime me, and I missed that call yesterday. So now it's like, man, I wonder if she's got some stuff going on. So I need to call her back this morning, and see what's up with that. But anyways, so the So when I had said, like, I don't know, this could be something that's going to be really profound. It could be something that's really going to wake her up and she's going to see things very different when she goes over there. Well, that's what's happened. Like, she is really, it's just like pow on her being able to see and understand and see what America is all about, and see, like the control, like a whole bunch of things. Like, she just was like, wow, all these things were just like, she was just seeing them all clearly. And sometimes, you go somewhere else and you see things much more clearly. And some of the things that, so the food doesn't upset you. There's like the food is, it's not all sprayed with a bunch of poison and stuff. So, in it, another thing in ours too, besides the additives, the poisons, and all that stuff, they have the disruptors. So they have metabolic disruptors, the hormone disruptors. So we have everything getting out of whack with us in America. And so the food being clean, food being cheap. And she said that she was talking to somebody. It was like about why are Americans so fat. And she said that it's not just the food and the edit, it's not just that stuff. She said it's also the lifestyle. She said that the people there, they don't drive a car. So she said, people here, people are stuck in their car all the time. They're always sedentary. They're sitting in their cars in traffic when all these other people are walking everywhere. And then she said when they get off work, they don't just go sit at home and get in front of their TV. They all go out. Everybody goes out. And that is also in China, like all over the place over there. So they go out in the evening. Because even when we were in Portugal and Spain, in Barcelona, it was kind of like, because it was one of those towns, like a touristy place, which the people in Barcelona don't like that. They are fighting back against it. They don't want all this tourism in Barcelona. But but in the evening when people get off work and things close up, everybody goes out. Everybody sits and they go to restaurants. There's music in the streets. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And but the people go out and spend time together and create community and get to know everybody. And so it's a totally different kind of lifestyle, which people are more connected. And but she said the way we live with the sitting all the time, sitting at work, then sitting in cars, and all these other people are walking around. And she said they've eaten so much street food. Even she said it's you don't ever get sick off of any of the food, and it's so cheap. And how much more walking. And so it's that whole thing of like how we live is it's like it's our problem against ourselves. It's like we allow this, but it's really killing us. It's hurting us. It's hurting our health. It's hurting our psyche. It's hurting our way of the whole connection thing. We're all disconnected, and then they keep us arguing, and they keep us distracted, and they keep us divided from each other, arguing over stupid ass shit. And then they oh, because there was another thing too. I told her, I said, besides all that, I said, I bet you over there, you don't have all these people on benzos and all these people on all of these antidepressants, all that stuff. And she said, no, because people are all like really connected to each other. And she said, you don't even really see hospitals or any of that stuff. And I said, because there people go to these people, like you go to like these health or healing places, and you go in and you see these little old people, and they look at you, they look at your eyes, they look at your tongue, look at your skin and stuff, and then they tell you what you are deficient in. You go out and you buy the teas. You don't go to doctors and say, here, fix me, doc. That's something that they trained us to do. But in other places, they know, that you have deficiencies and stuff, and you got to figure out what you need. And then I think they probably have less deficiencies, because I don't think they're just, all their food is drained of all the minerals and vitamins and shit. And so because the other thing I said was that because they keep people disconnected from themselves, disconnected from their souls, that people don't know that they can release things. They can let go of things, so they hold on. So it's like they hold on to the weight because they're not releasing things. So it's like your mind, body, spirit, your body is showing you that you're holding on to things that you are not letting go. And so that's another part of the whole thing of learning how to let go of things so that your weight can fall off. Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, the weight is like a cushion. It's like a way to feel more protected and energetically. And then they also have created this whole toxic thing about being thin. Like, you need to just stick with the program, stay on the feeding schedule. They want you on your feeding schedule, and then they want you to eat what they tell you to eat. And then it just so happens it's corporate food that they make, they fill it full of gunk and poisons and stuff. I saw this nurse this morning, and so she said, there's so many nurses speaking out, so many teachers speaking out, so many nurses speaking out. And so this one was saying that she could no longer handle the medical system. And so she thought, well, she's got 3 years left to retire. So she was going to try doing the school thing. And she said, it's bullshit. And so she was trying to be a school nurse. And she said, no, your hands are tied. You're not allowed to talk about things. You're not allowed to be real. You're not allowed to say things. She was so freaking fed up. And so she was trying to tell people, they're making us sick on purpose. And they, she's going through all this stuff. And then she said, they're doing all this stuff until they, were 6 feet under. And I right away, I had to go in and comment on that. And then I saw other people it's like, they don't want us 6 feet under. I said they want us on somebody's plate. But other people were like, they want us in the food. And so yeah, they don't want it. Like, they're not just like, here, let's bury him. No, that's not what they want to do. Oh, see, there's a fly right here. It just comes up and just like, I swear to God, it's like they're spying on me or something and then attacking me. There's something weird with them. I just want to fucking, I do go into crazed murder mode. I have been fucking, it's like, when does it get cold enough that they die? Like, how long can these motherfuckers live? It's like, this is insane. And then there's always fucking spiders all over the fucking place. It's like, why are you guys not doing your job? Why are you not killing all the fucking flies? What's going on here? Like, you got fucking shit to do. It's like, what do you eat? Like, so, anyways, this motherfucker, he's just sitting here. Just like, I swear to God. But if I want to, but it will knock everything over. But that's what I want to do so bad. I just want to fucking slam my phone back on the thing on him. Because I'm fucking, goddamn, I swear to God, these fuckers. I'm out of control. I'm out of control. Okay, I'm going to hold this, but I'm going to fucking hit this bitch. Hold on. I don't know if I killed him. I don't know if I did. Motherfucker. Now we'll just come back up. Like, what are you doing? Thought we're hanging out. No, there he is, bitch. Oh, I swear to God. Oh, yeah. No, we're not hanging out. No, we're not friends. Oh, you just sit there cleaning his motherfucking vomit tubes. I swear to God, you fucker. Oh, God, I can't stand him. I got 2 more broken fucking fly swatters. I've never broken so many fly swatters in my life. This is like, I'm good. Oh, God, I swear to God. And they're so disgusting. They're so nasty. They'll come right up on your shit, man. Not right on your shit, but right up, whatever you're cooking or whatever. It's like, get your vomit face away from me. And there's a whole freaking ton of new ones, which I'm like, oh my God, there's maggots up there just hatching out. It's like, ugh, God, ugh. I want a world where we don't have all these nasty ass bugs. That's what I want. So, anybody with me? Anybody joining into that world? I don't like it. It's like some of these bugs, like, what is the point? Yeah, I'll tell you what, one thing is, though, is my point is going to be like, I got to wash my hair today, man. And I have these chairs that I want. I hope I get them, but that's another thing. When there's something you want and you just can't get it right then, it's like this whole thing of like, God, you just got to trust, 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 trust. And if you don't get that, something better will come along. But it's like, it's so easy to get caught up. But that's what I want. I want that. And I don't know. There's so many things like right now. It's just like, I mean, when I was in the garage, I was like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And then there was a lot of clarity of like, okay, I see what I'm doing here. I see what I'm supposed to be doing and learning and growing and healing and all that stuff. And so now at this one, it is the same thing. Is like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And I don't know. Like right now, it kind of feels like I've been moved to like a safe place. Like, man, my hair is really bugging me. That I think it's these new hairs that keep making it stick up really weird. So, anyways, but the what was I saying? Oh yeah, safe place. Because it seems kind of like a safe place, but then it seems like it's still like this battle with this energy, like the spirits of the land or something are angry, and I don't know, maybe they're being purged out. Because when things happen, situations happen, it holds that energy, the pain and the suffering and the anger, and so it becomes it can be stagnant at times, but right now where everything's being purged out, it's like it's being brought to the surface. And so it seems like we have this purging of these energies coming out all around us. And here it seems like it's like, I don't know if it's like fighting back of like, I don't know. I'm sure this land was taken. I'm sure it was taken in bloodshed and in hostility. And so I don't know. It just seems like, that everything is coming to this earth. Everything, I mean, we got all these, and there's so many people like losing their minds and stuff, and so much stuff being exposed. And so many people, more and more people, like talking about like all this stuff is real, like mermaids are real, other creatures are real, dogmen are real, vamps are real, werewolves are real. I'm realizing that the world is really more like that. It's just these it's like these other worlds, but they're all existing. Like I said, it's like this, we're in a radio, and there's all these stations, and each station is a different reality. And it's like you turn through the stations. Oh yeah, and I saw another thing too where somebody was talking about the whole sense of travel and how that's just a whole created thing. What have I been saying for so long? That they create this whole thing about travel and you got to go here, you got to go there and stuff like that. It's like, no, we could reduce all that if they were being honest, because I know it has more to do with going through portals or something. It's the same thing as them trying to tell us like in space something is 5,000 light years away. So it's just I don't know if it's a way to keep us feeling like it's all so big, like the world's so big, it takes you 24 hours to get to here, and all the things, all the hoops you got to jump through to get there. And because I can't believe the amount of time my daughter has spent on travel, man, it is crazy. And it's so it's like extended amounts of travel which I think is a part of, it's a part of the game. I don't think that we have to do that. And I don't think that the places, it's like the same thing of like tuning into a different station. There are all these different realities, and we're trying to go to them because a lot of them we have awareness of them. And there's a lot of people out there who are, explorers in their spirit. They want to go out and experience a lot of different things in a lot of different places. And so they get drawn to places. And I think a lot of times we're drawn to places that we have lived before, that we've had other experiences. And so we get drawn to certain places because we want to go back to this area that feels familiar or something. But then they don't acknowledge that it is all these different realities and stuff. They want to keep us thinking it's these big land masses and this space and all of that stuff. So then they have to create this world of travel that gets us from here to there and all over the place, but it's way different. And so that's one thing that I really want to come to the surface in disclosure, is what this world really is and how we can maneuver through it more economically with our energy, not so expensive in taking up so much of our time and energy. And so but I think that that will also kind of be when they start giving us these hover cars and stuff. I think when they give us the hover cars and stuff, because I think I was thinking about this the other day about like planes and stuff. I think, and they keep them on paths. Planes don't just go up there and just zip around wherever they want to go. They have to keep like right on these numbers, like whatever your what is those, your altitude, it's like he's back, motherfucker, these what are those things called, because they're like numbers, but everything is like based on these numbers, and you got to stay right in these, fuck off bitch, you got to stay right in these numbers, and so they keep you on a path. And I think that one of the problems as these shifts are occurring in the sky that is throwing them is that it's messing up their numbers. Just like say Admiral Byrd, I think he was on a plane when he went into the alternate reality. And so I think like the numbers start going crazy and stuff, which I always, since I was a kid, and things were disappearing like in the Bermuda Triangle, because that was a big focus of mine when I was a kid. And like the Malaysia flight and stuff like that. And they've even done a show about it. It goes and then all of a sudden it comes back 10 years later, and we've all aged 10 years, but they haven't aged at all, because that to me it's just going into these other space and times. They're going into the space in between. And so that is what I think. It's not like these things go and disappear. They just go out of our vibration into a different one. And so they go into different space and time. And so, which our time isn't real time. And it's a controlled, mind controlled time. So they give us the parameters of existence, and then we live what it is that we're told to live. So we believe we're aging, so we age, but those people are gone in a different space and time, and so they come back and they haven't aged. But we go through each day and each night and each day and each night and each year and each month and all this stuff. And so we keep going toward it, well, it's another birthday, or it's now I'm this many age, and so we keep going in that direction. So we create this aging thing. But they put also, it's like the cover story of what it is to be poisoned and stuff like that, and what it does to you. And so we become more decrepit and sick and stuff. But anyways, but it's all a created thing. It's not a real thing. And so those people who are gone, and then they come back and they haven't aged, whatever their experience, it wasn't this tick, 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 like we're on this timer. And but don't forget, when you don't want to get angry about that, because what would be the alternative? Being stuck in this plane of existence for longer? It's like, no, we need our time out. We need an exit strategy. We got to get a way out of here. So so everything is the way it's supposed to be. We're not, there's not a better way, I don't think. But we're going, but the thing is that this place, it's the time's up. It's like that their time is up. It's like everything has a time, and their world is ending. And so that this reality that we find ourselves in is ending. But that's where new realities are going to come from us. We are going to go and create new realities. And even the people who are in the negative timelines and stuff, they're creating their own reality by their attitude, by how it is they think and what it is that they see and what it is they need to learn. So they're creating their own reality, just as we're creating our own reality to go into someplace better, where we can experience love and unity and community and no bugs. I want no bugs. I mean, there could be some like dragonfly, but even the ladybugs, I guess, have gone crazy in some places. Some places are being consumed by ladybugs, where people are saying, well, it's not just regular ladybugs, it's some kind of new invasive Japanese beetle or something, and they bite apparently. So anyways, the whole thing with bugs, it's not just like little cute ones anyways with polka dots anymore. Now we got every freaking thing. It's just like, I think there's lots of people are like, Jesus, let's get rid of the bugs, man. They are, in this new world, it's going to be a bigger experiences. We don't need to experience what it is to have bugs flying into your face and your eyes anymore. So and creating well, not creating sick, but being used to move sickness, because they go make their own government bugs, like, oh, these mosquitoes is a good carrier, we can fill them up with. Let's get some, let's breed them, and then let's fill them with this certain stuff, and then let's set them free. So, and they can make a lot of sickness. That's what they're good at. They're good at making sickness, but their time is up. And so we're going to break, but we have to see it in order to break free from it. And that's the awakening. You have to see stuff in order to break free from it. But then a lot of people, that's why they're still in the game, because they're still being distracted. So they're not seeing things with clarity. But that's why I said it's like programmed into you what you're going to see and what you're going to experience, because it's whatever your next part of your lesson is. So even if some people seem like they're not learning or whatever, but still they would come here to have their lessons. So, and they may seem like they're not learning, but like I've said before, then they go to the review, when you go in and you go over, how you played the game, what you did, and, who you interacted with, and how you affected them, and how you affected the world. And so then you have a reevaluation. So even if you seem like you're not learning here, when you go and you have your reevaluation, you do learn more. So some people, they won't need to go into other places. They'll just go to the reevaluation center. So the purgatory or the gray halls or whatever. So a lot of people will be going there. I think that space is going to be really full. I think that is going to be a lot of, I think there's probably like a lot of greeters that are there at this point, like a lot of higher self, no, not just your higher self, it's it's your higher self. It seems that it stays more, the like stationary is it's like the reeling you in. And so it's more of your guides and stuff. So and guides can be ancestors, family members, people you've had experiences with and stuff like that. So, but there's uh, guides that would be there because you have like a team around you that's cheering you on, but they also are doing it for breaking certain patterns that they created. So they're giving guidance throughout your life experience. And then when you pass, then they all are there to greet you. And so I think that that space is when people pass and they go into the gray halls or purgatory, however you want to look at it. And so all these greeters are there. And I think it's really full, kind of like Grand Central Station or something uh, what is that time when the most travelers are out? It's not happy hour. It's but you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's what's kind of at this point in time. And oh my gosh, I've seen so many videos where people are just like friggin' dying and getting killed. Like people are all over talking about the girl who got drug under the car. How, I mean, the whole thing was weird anyways. She's just running and then just falls and it's like instantaneous boom. And then it's like those people don't even know they hit her and she's under their car. And then people are just, I keep seeing video after like their brother suddenly died, their husband suddenly died, their fiance suddenly died. And so there's just a lot. But I think in that space, there's a lot of greeters. Like it's like Grand Central Station right now. There's lots going into that space to reevaluate. And then a lot of times when you go through the reevaluation, you still have to stay in that space until you can release all of the energy that you have. Like you have to learn how to forgive yourself. And so the yeah, it seems like if you're in a certain lesson plan, like this is a different time right now. So when you are going through, like say you're a soul and you're just up in the heavens and you want to understand yourself. And so you throw yourself down into the thing. It's like, well, I want to learn about this. Like, I've been in observation watching this, but I want to understand, how is this? Why is this? Why does this happen? How's this happen? So you throw yourself into the mix and you go down. Well, you don't learn it from one lesson. You don't learn it from one class. You got to go through a whole bunch of different. You got to go through them playing different roles so you get the full view, the whole perspective. And so I think it seems like when you are in a certain lesson plan, you don't go and just spend tons of time in the gray halls, in the purgatory space or whatever. You go back over your lesson plan. And this can be where some people feel like that they were forced back into lives. But so you go and you go over your lesson plan. I mean, you go over your reevaluation of your life that you just left and you see it. And then you go into another, it's like the next class is starting. So you go to the next class because you want to get all of the perspective so that you can learn it through the experience. But also in the experience, it shows you who you are by the choices you make and the decisions you make and stuff. So it's a lot more complex. It's not like some simple kind of thing. But I think that we don't spend as much time in the gray halls is about to occur. I think at this point in time when people are passing, because this is ending, this reality is ending. So when they go into the next stage and they go in to experience that, that they are, it's like holding space. It's like, because it's like they're being coaches and greeters and guides and stuff. They're not just going right back into another life, because this is a wrap up. And then so the people passing are going into this space, but they aren't preparing to go back into this one or moving on out of it. It is kind of like it's kind of like this preparing for what's to come. And so in this, what's to come is going to be this this like energetic blast. And that's where it's like a rocket taking off and sending us all where we're meant to go. And so it's going to be like a natural thing. And also, yeah, it seems like that some of those some people, when they pass, they go through their review, they go through their purging, they go through their healing, then they become like a guide or a guardian angel or something, and that also propels them in their vibration. So then when this energy comes in and blasts out, that's where everybody is sent to where it is that they're going to go. So some people who have already passed, who are still in the learning and healing phase, but they're just in another realm away from us. And so we can't see them, but that still could be that they're going to end up going to the same place that you're going to. It's not like one set thing, you know. It's not like, oh, well, they died, so they're out. No, there's a lot that goes on in this certain space. It's not just like the heavens. It's not like you just, you know, the heavens almost is like, it's like the space to rest. It's a resting space or something. It's like, it's not, I don't know. It seems like it's not as ideally like how we idolize it. We think it's the ideal. We think that that's everything, you know, that you want as a soul. But as a soul, I don't think that that is where you're interested in, because it's like a lack of experience. It's like there's not a lot going on, and so it is in the space of creation. In those spaces, those are, I think, where we want to be more. And so, and that's where we're going to be going now, because it's going to go into other realities. Because you even think like I said, like the Pleiades, and you know, it's like a heavenly place, but it's not heaven. It's a space where you go when those beings exist, and they have experiences and stuff. And so, but they don't have like as many challenges. The challenges are in the darker realms. And so it's not like the heaven, but really it is like more heavenly, of because the way you can get around and move and go places and stuff. But it's still another realm of existence, of an energetic impulse of vibration. But when you bypass all of those and go into what, you know, what most people think of like heaven, you know, going into heaven where everything's great, because really you're just going into other realities and other experiences all the time. When you bypass all of that, it's like going into, it's almost like a staleness. It's almost like a, you know, going to the top of Mount Everest, and it's like, oh yeah, you can look down and see everything with a great view, but the air is kind of tight up here. So it's almost like there's a staleness or stagnation to what the heaven, you know, of not experiencing, because everything is experiencing through all the different realms of existence. And so that's what we kind of are moving through. So it's kind of like, you know, in this space of going into the lower vibration, that it is stamping your passport so that you have more access, so you can go to more places and go to experience more things. And that's what, to me, the soul is most inclined to exist in experience, because it wants to feel experience. It wants to experience things. It wants to see things. It wants to be things. It wants to go through things. It wants to, and it's just like right now, though, we have this huge, like, awakening to, like, oh, we're in a dark space here. We're in the dark realms here. We were having to go against these really heavy, dark energies. And they fight against us and they trick us. But that, to me, is one of the biggest battles, is the loss of self, the loss of your self-identity, the loss of your communication with your soul. And I think that is one of the reasons why we, in America especially, have so much sadness and depression, and so many people disconnected, so many people overweight and stuff, is because they're disconnected from themselves. And that, to me, is what the awakening is all about. It's the reconnection to yourself. And then when you reconnect to yourself, then it depends on what level you take it to, where you go. But even when you leave this plane of existence, you still go into another plane of existence, and you go through more experiencing, so that you can become, you're always, as the soul, you're always working on what it is you want to be. It's like, what do you want to be? And who do you want to be? And so, but in a space of everything going good and everything is positive and happy, there's no challenges, so you don't really grow so much. You can reevaluate, like you can, but even in the reevaluation, I don't know, maybe, you know, some souls that go into the gray halls, and they go into a space where they just reevaluate all their different lives, and they grow from that. They re-experience it. They look at it. They think of what they would have done different, so that they can move forward. Everything is available. That's one thing. It isn't so set like how people think of, like, God and heaven and all that stuff. It's not so set like that. It's a lot more vast. It's a lot more vague. It's a lot more about what it is that you create, and where it is that you see yourself, and where is it you want to be. And everything has to do with the vibration. That's you know, where you go. And so, anyways, how long have I been talking? So anyways, that's what I see it like. So everything has to do with where you vibe. And then like I said, we're at this period of time where we are going into this separation of where it is that we vibe. So, but we're going to go more into arenas with the people who vibe with us. So we're going to be, and that's going to be a lot more peaceful, you know, when we're around people who are genuinely on the same vibration. Because in this world, it has been a facade. People think that, you know, somebody, like, this is something that I've heard recently, is, well, they're so nice. They're nice. I like them because they're nice. It's like, well, for one thing, we aren't just nice. We have both sides to us. And if you don't want to even acknowledge that or see that each person has a dark side, especially if they're representing that, but you're overlooking it. You're not paying attention to that. And you just get focused on the niceness. Well, that's this facade. It's not real. And so but there's lessons behind that. You know, there's lessons to see, because here people can pretend to be something they're not. Like in the heavens, it's not like that. You can't pretend. You can't pretend to be a high vibration if you're not. It's almost like you're transparent. That's, I guess, where we get the concept of the light body, you know. It's your soul. You can't pretend to be something you're not. Here you can be. Here, people pretend to be something they're not all the time. And so they'll pretend, you know, I mean, that's the whole thing, what we got going right now with all these people being busted at churches and stuff. They pretend to be these good Christians, God-fearing men, and they're really monsters and animals. And so but this world gives them a place to pretend. But, you know, it's a big part too, of like the letting go of the pretense, or the letting go of the false self. Because when you are not presenting your truth and your authenticity of self, then you are judging yourself. Like, people feel like other people are judging them, but it's really you judging yourself. And so you feel like you have to put up this other person. And then some people get absorbed by their fake persona that they put out, their character that they create. And so they become absorbed by it, and they lose themselves, and they don't even know how to find themselves. And so, you know, it's like you got to break it down. You got to break through. And, you know, and that's the benefit of like asking yourself all the time, well, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? Why am I trying to do that? Why would I do this? And really questioning yourself so that you can see yourself with more clarity. Because otherwise, yeah, people are so lost in who they're pretending to be, that they don't even know who they are. And the thing is that you can't pretend to be something else when you are somewhere else, like in other vibrations. And so those vibrations that are low vibrations hold you in low vibration. And not being real and being a fake and a phony is a low vibration, because it has to do with you judging yourself, and not because there's a sense of elevating yourself when you're healing yourself, accepting yourself, growing into your own, becoming who you're meant to be. Then that is an elevation. So you are elevating yourself in your vibration, where the other people who are pretending to be something they're not are keeping themselves in a stagnation. And so that is that keeps you in the darker presence, that keeps you in the lower vibration. And so that's the thing that's so wild to watch this and witness what's happening, is watching people trapping themselves. And then, so yeah, it's so funny because some of these people who are trapping themselves, but they're blaming it on Donald. It's all Donald's fault. It's all him. It's like, that's the same thing as these people are like, well, it's the devil. The devil made me do it. God will save me. It's like, you got to take responsibility for yourself. That's the important part of a soul, is being sovereign and authentic and being its truth. I mean, and think about it on the sense of how much time and energy that the soul puts into going to experience itself. And so its whole existence is about trying to understand itself and become itself, you know? So when you are holding yourself back from that, then you're the one holding yourself back. And in order to move from that is where you have to learn how to release things and to heal things, because otherwise you hold yourself back. And it's your own judgment, your own hatefulness, and your own biases. And so anyways, but that's what we're seeing. We're witnessing it all coming to the surface, and all these different people, and how it is all playing out. And so, yeah, we'll see. Because a lot of people, they will, you know, I think heal through it and stuff. But then some, oh yeah, you know what else I heard too? Is that no, that now the $2,000, I mean, we're talking $2,000. This is like somebody asking you to borrow a 20, you know, when we're talking about on the scale, you know. And so somebody asks you to borrow 20. Okay, yeah, I'll get that to you. Yeah, I'll get that to you. Yeah, well, now we're talking probably sometime mid next year, I'll probably give you that 20. It's like, give me a fucking break. You're talking about $2,000. It's not like you're sending out $200,000. 2,000, give me a fucking break, man. So And now it's like, yeah, oh, well, it's looking like sometime mid 2026. Oh my fucking God. This is so absurd. I swear to God. And then I saw somebody saying that not just Donald, but the whole thing. And somebody else was, somebody, I don't know, Wall Street, somebody was saying, well, yeah, this is going to collapse and it's all being done on purpose. And we're going into a recession or something like that. And the thing is that it's going into a collapse because it's the old system has to fold in on itself. So it has to collapse. The old system has to go down. It was draining rather than giving back. And so the new system has to come after the old system collapses. And however it's got to play out, if everybody's got to be like, let go of these things. So it's got to collapse in your hands as you're holding on tight. However it's got to play out. But there's more going with that right now, which there was people who had been saying that, through the 22nd to the 28th or something, that there was going to be a lot of stuff going on with that. So we still have all that stuff going. We're headed for a recession. It's being done on purpose and all of that stuff. But just don't forget, it's being done on purpose to end one system to begin the new system. And so, and it has to fold in on some people's fingers because they are holding on so tight. And so it's got to have an effect. So things have got to play out the way they've got to play out. It's not like we're going to be rescued before the things play out. So and also it's not even like that we're rescued. It's like we have to learn how to dig ourselves out of the hole that we created. So, and that is why, some people are here for that, but not everybody. You tell some people that, and it's like, that's just like way too much, man. And, but other people, it's like, they're ready for it. We're ready for this job. We're ready to dig ourselves out. We have a vision. We see things that can be better. We can make things in a better way. We can live a better lifestyle. And things that can become so much more pleasant and happy and get away from this hostile existence that is draining us all of our energy and stuff. That's how I feel like right now. I just feel drained. I feel like this world has just sucked the fucking life out of me. And so, I don't know. To me, it seems like things are coming in closer and closer and faster. And it's coming closer because it's going to happen. So each day that doesn't happen only brings us another day closer to when it's going to happen. So, and however it's going to happen, that's the thing, that's like, I don't know. I mean, there's going to continue being disasters. There's going to continue being this changing over in all of this whole system, the medical, the education, the housing, the resources, the corporation versus the small business, say. We're going to go back to independence. So we're not going to be, oh, well, because one of the things that got us there was the people wanting the quick and easy, fast money. It's like, oh, well, I've got this business, corporation wants to buy it. They're going to give me all this money. So I'm going to get all this money and sitting pretty. But really, it was the destruction of the entire system when they were doing that. So that was like selling that out. And so, but we're going to go back to more independence and more of people not working for other people, working for themselves and smaller businesses and stuff like that, in ways that are more about getting ahead and having more time to yourself. But there's also going to be it isn't going to be just like, oh, everybody's rich, but it's going to be like everybody is a lot more, has a different idea of what lifestyle that they want to have. And it's not so much of how we've been trained to be in a lifestyle that was consuming us. And so it's like a releasing of these ideas of what is success and stuff like that. So anyways, there's still a lot of things that got to play out, and we're still in the motion of everything playing out. And there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on all the time with the distractions and stuff, but it isn't just distractions. It becomes a distraction if you become consumed by it. Otherwise, it's like a showing. It's like a witnessing something. It's like seeing, you know, just like this stuff with Megan. Like there would be people who will be all freaking all over it. Cancel, or like they will go all in. And just like this thing with that nurse over at that hospital and all these people that show up there, they're picketing, they're death threats, like there's all this stuff going on. There are always people who take it to the next level. And that's the, you know, being consumed by it. And that has to do with whatever their lessons are. And it probably has to do with fear and control and stuff like that. But so the more that you can sit back and witness it and just be like, oh, well, okay, then, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just watch it all play out, then the better that you are for yourself, you know, to not be, that's when it starts becoming a distraction. That's when it starts becoming working against you. The more that you can witness and just observe and learn from what's happening and kind of reflect on it and understand where you feel, what you feel about it, and just keep moving through the flow of what's going on. Because yeah, these people, they create like these stagnations in these, and it really, when you break it down, it really does become out of fear and control. And so the more that you can release the fear and the control and letting go and moving towards the feeling of wanting independence and wanting the sovereignty of self, then you're going in the right direction. You know, don't get caught up in all these dramas that keep coming up. Well, you know, should be that. I mean, they've got so many fucking people caught up in this fucking rapture thing. You got so many people caught up in so many different things. And so it's just all the different things. It's just, you know, sit back and watch the show. Like they've said that a bunch of times throughout this, since things started hitting hard in 2020. You know, well, it's a show. Sit back and watch the show. Get your popcorn. Watch the show. That's what you got to do. You got to just, well, we're just watching the show, and don't go and interject yourself into. I mean, there's going to be people who are going to do that, but that's what they're programmed to do. It's what they're here to learn and experience. So when the more aware you come, the more aware you become in your environment and stuff, the more that you can emotionally control yourself and keep yourself from being indulgent into all of these different experiences, and being able to sit back and just watch and learn from other people's mistakes, really. So, anyways, but you have your guides. Everybody's got guides. And you got guides that are there to walk you through this stuff and help you. But they're not going to tell you every little thing, because so many people, you know, I do it too. What's next? What's going to happen? When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? When are we? And so, and they can't just tell you all that stuff. It's like, so, but they can help you with the things that they help you with. That's what they're here to help you with. They're here to help you to understand certain things and to look at things in a broader perspective and stuff. So, anyways, but that's how I see it. So all the things are going down, and rather than going and protesting on somebody and getting involved in all of the chaos and hatefulness and division and all of that stuff, it is way more productive for you to work on you. And, you know, you just can't go wrong. It doesn't matter how I say it a zillion times a day. You can't go wrong by learning how to love yourself, and learning how to love everybody else, and learning how to have the day you want to have. That is like, I can't see anything better. Nothing's come up where I've been like, oh no, there's a better way. I'm telling you, it's kind of basic. It's really basic. But your guys are there to help you do that. They're there to help you learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want to have. So, and when you want to talk to them, you got to go into meditation, reflection, some kind of stillness, so that you can get communication. And then you got to learn how to translate that communication. And you got to learn how to have discernment over what vibration of beings am I speaking to. So anyways, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to learn and a lot to grow with. And that's what's going on. That's what's happening here on this planet, on these days, these Groundhog Days. That's what's happening. So anyways, but it's more opportunity for you to find yourself. So anyways, we'll see what this day brings us. going in. We're going in. We're going in strong. We're going in now to Tuesday. And we'll see what this day brings us. I'm sure it's going to bring a lot of chaos. But stay centered. Keep yourself centered. And then we'll talk about it tomorrow. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.